Well, hello everybody. I'm back once again. I want to know if you would like to have a discussion with me about food stamps, Medicaid, and Section 8 and all those other government programs designed to help people sustain themselves for a certain amount of time, right? Now, the thing about this discussion is this discussion can outrage a lot of people. It can leave you pretty upset. Okay? Now, either you're upset because you're against it, or you're upset because you're for it and you don't like what we have to say. See, I'm not going to play innocent. My mother was on food stamps for almost my entire life of living there as a child. So I know how she was using it. You know, she was getting $500 a month in food stamps and $200 a month in TANF. Okay, so the TANF is the cash version of it where you can use that to pay your bills. And the food stamps is obviously just for food. Right? Now, unfortunately, there was a time in my life where I had to get it as an adult. See, I moved out of my mom's house when I was around 14 years of age. Okay? So since that period of time, anything that I had to buy or do anything else, I had to do it on my own. Sometimes criminally, like as a criminal, and sometimes I did it legit, right? Doing odd work for people or, that kind of stuff. But I had never used it before until around 2009 when the 2008 crash happened. See, I was let go in 2009 and I ended up having to file for food stamps. Right? So when I filed for food stamps, I was denied at first. See, I was denied because she misread my paperwork and she says we don't give food stamps to felons. Well, I'm not a felon. I have been arrested, but I'm not a felon. And so I told her, I was like, no, ma'am, I'm not a felon. Then she says, well, no, I read the paperwork, you're a felon. And I told her, no, your paperwork is wrong. And she went back to show me that she's seen it. And when she took a second look at it, she realized that she was wrong. Then she apologizes to me, and then she tells me, okay, well, let's discuss this about your food stamps. I said, okay. Well, they gave me the food stamps. They gave me roughly around, I think it was like $300 for my food stamps, right? And see, that was okay. I was getting my unemployment, and because I just got laid off and everything, and I had no other source of income at the time, and so I said okay, right? And because she had told me, she's like, because of your potential to earn, I cannot give you any more than that. I said, okay. See, at the time, it was me, my wife, my daughter, my son, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, all in my house. So there's 6 of us. So during that year, I was on food stamps. And within that year, I took 2 different jobs because at the time it was kind of difficult to find a job. No one was really hiring because there was a lot of people looking for work at the time because everyone had just got laid off from their companies and stuff like that. Companies were shutting their doors. There was a lot of competition out there. But I had took a job and with this company called JSW, And in this company, I worked there for 3 months during the summer. Well, see, I had got laid off in January, and it took me all the way until the summer to get to work, and I worked there for 3 months. I would have been there longer, but then they laid me off after the end of the 3 months. But because I was reporting every dollar I made to them, and I was reporting all the money that I was making to unemployment, when they laid me off, I did not have to refile for unemployment. They just continued my unemployment. I just started to get funds after I left that job. And then food stamps, they were fine with that because I still wasn't making enough to sustain 6 people. Okay, so but it still balanced out because now they didn't have to drop the funds because I was making more money or something. No, they left it where it was at. So then 2 months go by without work, and then I took another job, and this job is at Houston Blowpipe, which is no longer around because after I went to that job, I was there for a few months, and then they let me go. But after that year, I got off of food stamps when I was able to work for a longer period of time, longer than 3 months, and never went back to it. See, I take a lot of pride in taking care of my family, and I look down on food stamps. I've always have, and I always will. But I don't think that we should be giving food stamps to single parents and single people. See, you asked me why do I think that? I think that because when you give food stamps to these single people, they have no reason to get off of it. You know, all this government assistance, they don't have no reason to do so. So that has been crippling people, relying on it. So what if they gave it to families only? Right? What if they did that? What if they said, we're no longer giving them to single people? Because if you're single, you have no one to take care of but yourself. And then if you're single with kids and you can't feed them, then give them to the other parent. Oh, I bet you don't like that idea. Give them to the other parent. Leave my kids with the father. Oh, but he has to work. How's he going to work and take care of his kids? I'm willing to bet he finds a way. In most cases, he'd rather have that. He'd rather have the kids not pay child support and, you know, you have plenty of time to find you work until you're back on your feet again. So that would encourage you to go out and do something for yourself, right? So I'm very strongly in belief that maybe food stamps should be a family program. Not a separated family program, but a family program where a husband and a wife are together and they have their kids and they're doing the best they can. And even if they're not doing enough, then maybe reaching out and helping them. Right? See, men can't get food stamps in most cases. See, a man can get food stamps sometimes if he freshly got out of jail because he doesn't have any income yet. But it's only a small amount, just enough for himself and nothing more, nothing less, right? But a woman can get food stamps. As a single woman, you would not get as much as if you had kids. So that's why they leave their man, or, you know, say their man is not at the house or whatever the case may be, claim their food stamps and Medicaid and all the other government assistance programs, and then use that to take care of themselves. Then they get a man and then deny that he's even living there, deny that he's helping you out, deny his role, accept his money to help out in the house, but then, take advantage of the system. See, I wanted to leave this with you to kind of think about. And send me a message or a comment or something like that telling me what you think. But for now, you already know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment, share the video, and let's have a conversation. See, because it seems like the only way that we can find out a solution is if we talk amongst each other. Because we can't leave it up to the government. Because you have to understand, though, if you leave it up to the government, you're giving the government more control. And do you really think they can handle that? Do you really think they deserve more control? Let's figure this out together. So, guys, I'm going to let y'all go. I'll hit you back tomorrow. Show some love. But until next time, I'll holler at y'all.